better off. Gotta watch it, that back door, they try to take me out.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Ade.
It's your boy Upper.
Welcome
back to another episode of Boss Talks. But we got a great episode for y'all. We're gonna be talking about the effects of technology on this generation. Ade, how do you feel about this? I ain't gonna lie. Just in general, technology has been positive. It's had its positive effects on this generation, but it's also had its negative effects.
That's a fact.
But I really want to touch on the positives before we get into the negative. So I'm going to ask you, how has technology positively impacted your life?
Well, technology has been around in my life since we were born. Basically,
Basically,
computers was coming out, phones was coming out when we
90s
were born.
babies, you heard
90s babies, So it's like that's all we know.
Yeah.
Basically, technology has been popping since early 90s, since when we were born. So technology has a major impact on my life. It's like me personally, I don't think I can live without technology. I have so many uses for it. You guys are seeing this podcast through technology. So without technology, you guys wouldn't even have Boss Talks. So it's like we use technology so much throughout our daily lives. It's like I can't live without it personally.
Yeah.
So technology has definitely positively affected my life. Whether it's like through an entertainment aspect, whether it's through like a knowledge aspect, like you could just Google search anything, like do research and find anything on the internet. Anything that you want to know everything is on the internet.
So everything's just more accessible.
Yeah, everything is a lot more accessible to you. It's like right here on your phone. Entertainment, anything. You can watch movies, watch television, see the news, everything that you want to on your phone. Okay. Also, like automobiles, cars.
Yeah.
Technology definitely makes your life easier.
100% agree.
Yeah.
Without technology, the world as we know it right now, it would cease to exist. Technology has helped advance us to the point where we can close our eyes and our data or the time of how much time we spent sleeping can be tracked. And it's like it has its good and it has its bad, but technology has definitely helped push our generation forward. But in that same breath, I would have to say it's negatively impacted us to the extent where we're so far gone. Like we can't, like, if everything was to go blackout right now, I don't know how humankind, let alone Americans, humankind would be able to exist. We can say like third world countries, they've been dealing with a lack of technology compared to us. But just the fact that everything that we have is based on technology.
Yeah, but how has it positively affected your life personally?
My life, like I said, it's positively affected everything that I've done. Without technology, I would not be on YouTube. I would not be talking to y'all. I would not be able to listen to the music that I like. I would not be able to talk and communicate with my cousins and family across the world in Africa or Britain. So it's given me the ability to just pick up the phone and call them at a drop of a dime.
I have a better question for you.
Yeah.
What are the top 3 things or benefits of technology that you can't live without today? Just if you had to choose the top 3 things.
My phone, my TV,
your phone, your
and
TV,
internet.
internet.
Without all of that stuff, everything, like I can literally get food with my phone. Like everything is accessible through your phone and cell phone. So it's a benefit for everybody. But now I would ask you is, what are 3 negatives that you feel that technology holds you back with personally?
3 things that negative affects me is I say us as a society is like
we'll talk about the society, but I want to hear about you. I want to hear about you.
I don't think it really negatively affects me too much, maybe it's just like maybe when I'm around like my friends or my family, I'm like more on my phone, so it's like holds me back from like us engaging more as
lack of
communication as a group of people. Like when you're together at any type of gathering, it's like your phone is there as a distraction.
That's
so
a fact.
It's like it pulls us back from basic human connection.
Okay, so that was one. Let me hit 2 more, my guy.
Another one.
Do you feel like, because you touched on just automobiles, so do you feel you having a car that holds you back from staying as fit as you was before?
Hell no.
But I'm being honest, because you talk to people
in the gym,
but I'm just speaking on the sense that you talk to people that have cars, they say like, yeah, I don't even like walking anymore. They've become so dependent on their car to take them from a point A to point B.
I could see how that
Like if
affects.
it's just like 2 blocks, though, people would rather drive there, waste the gas instead of just walking the 2 blocks. I feel that is a disadvantage not only to us as a on an individual level, but us as a people. See what I'm saying? So do you feel like your automobile has held you back from certain
No,
things?
not me. Actually, if it's walking distance, I will walk. But if it's driving distance, I'm gonna drive. Like you can't just walk 10 miles every day. I mean, you can,
You
but it's
can.
like
It's not the
it's
best, but it's
gonna hold your
possible.
time back. Like you get more sleep not walking 10 miles a day. Like you could save yourself hours
Yeah,
driving
for sure.
than walking. But you can just don't be too lazy. You feel me? You still got to get your exercise. So still go to the gym. Don't be lazy. Don't be taking a car like just to drive down 1 block. If you
Okay.
can walk it, walk it. You know what I'm saying? Just get your exercise wherever way you can get it. But cars are definitely convenient, so I don't think that negatively affects me.
Okay. So those are all right. So you still only at one thing. So
That's what I'm
you
saying.
don't think technology puts you at a disadvantage on at any level?
Um, I feel like technology makes it so easy for us, that we don't even think, that we
Isn't
don't
that a
even think
problem though?
twice. That's what I'm saying. That's how it can negatively affect us or me
But
personally.
does that happen to you where you're caught at a point where like you're typing or making a text message and instead of using your brain to damn, I should know this how to spell this word, you already know like Siri's gonna autocorrect it. Why do I even care about spelling this shit properly? You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Do you
that's
feel
what I'm
like
saying.
that it dumbs
You
you
don't even
down?
think twice about it. You don't use your brain as often as you should because technology is there to correct you.
Hmm.
So it's like we have that lax mindset that okay, no, even if you can't even like think about it, you could just go on your phone and then the answer's gonna be there. So
Okay.
it's like it's making us lazier. It
So
is dumbing us down to a certain extent.
so since we're already at this point, let's switch it over from a personal level to a societal level. We're on the bad. So if we're saying technology is doing all of this bad, why have we become so dependent on it? Like now we're becoming even more dependent on AIs. And it's like having technology cook our food for us. Like they're starting to implement them into fast food restaurants, even though you shouldn't even be eating fast food restaurants for dinner like that. Here, there, that's your choice. But it's like machines are taking over everything we do. And then we're gonna be looking dumbfounded when iRobot happens in real life. Why have we become so dependent as a society to technology? That's what I would ask
Because it's there, it's available. That's why. If they're gonna put it in your face, then advertising, obviously we're gonna be interested in it. So as human
you.
beings, we get interested in something that's new that we've never seen before. So obviously people are gonna gravitate towards that.
So I would ask is, are these corporations like these technology corporations taking advantage of the positives that they should be giving us and turning it into negatives? So like iPhone, they every year they basically come out with the same phone, just minor tweaks to it, and people are dropping 1,500 plus on it on a
Yeah.
consistent basis. At what point are we gonna look at the companies creating the technology and ask them, why are you putting us on a level where we don't even want to think for ourselves anymore? Why do they do that to us? Is it because they want to control us?
It could be. Could be they want to control us. They're putting out whatever they want us to believe. They're
Okay,
making us think that we need the newest best iPhone when in reality we really
it's the
don't.
same thing.
Yeah, it's the same thing each year, like you said. Like so, it's like,
So, am I wrong for
but
faulting
it.
the companies if us as a consumer are so dumbed down to the point where they can trick us this easily? Am I wrong for thinking that they are the problem when in reality we are the problem? And then if we are the problem,
I
how do
mean,
we
we
fix that
can say
problem?
no. You always have the choice at the end of the day to say no. You don't have to say yes and buy
Mm.
into it. You have the choice at the end of the day. They're gonna try to make their money regardless. So we can't really blame them for putting out products that they're trying to sell because they're trying to profit off of it. You still
Mm.
have the choice at the end of the day to say no. So if nobody's buying new iPhones,
Which will never happen.
which will never happen,
Which will
but
never
if
happen.
nobody's gonna buy it, then what are they? What can they really say? They're gonna
That's
keep
true.
pushing out a new product that nobody's gonna buy.
That's true.
If there's no demand for it, then there's gonna be no supply.
So, how has technology helped us as a society?
I mean,
There's so much that it has helped us with. Yeah, life in general has become easier for us to the point where we can't even imagine life outside of America. Like you talk to Americans about how it would be in Africa or South America, they could never relate to those type of environment. Damn, I don't know. Technology, it's a blessing, but that shit is a curse too.
yeah. How does it negatively affect you though?
How it negatively affects
Yeah,
me.
I don't think you said that.
No, I didn't. For me personally, technology, I feel that I become too reliant on it to the point where I as upper me, I don't get my own brain. Like my brain juice is flowing by like constantly trying to figure something out. Like now I just go in my pocket and get my phone out and everything's accessible to me. So I feel like it's taking me 5 steps back. Like it's dumbed me down to the point where I wasn't at before I had like iPhone. I used to be on the Android game, you feel me? But now that I've gotten an iPhone, I've become so much more reliant on Wi-Fi, internet data. Just if somebody asks me a question, instead of me thinking about it or trying to rely on my own memory to bring that information back,
Pull out your phone,
I go
Google
and
search
Google
it,
it.
boom, it's done.
And it's like I feel every single person has gone through that moment where they don't even want to think about something. Like they would just rather go on the internet and find it. And I
Yeah,
feel that is not benefiting me and it's not benefiting you online. Uh, yeah, technology has helped us get to a far place, but I feel like it's taken us 3 steps back,
yeah,
not only as a generation, but as a whole, the world
yeah,
in totality. But
yeah.
don't get me wrong, technology is making it very easy for us to get information from the other side of the world. Like me personally, I'm tracking what's going on with the Nigerian election. By the time this video drops, hopefully we'll have a good president to watch over my land, our land. You feel me? Or our motherland. But that shit is not helping us for the better, and just general, I would say.
Yeah, but I can't really blame technology for that because the option is there to use it, but it's still an option. So you don't have to use it if you don't want to, you
Okay,
know?
so before I ask you, I would have asked you guys, the viewers, would you guys rather live in a life without technology or with it? But back to you out there. Would you live in? What would you rather have in life, or would you rather live life with technology or without it?
I'd rather live life with technology.
So you don't want to live up in the mountains, just you and Mother Nature. You
Hell
feel me?
no.
You and your rifle or your bow and arrow.
Hell
For me,
no.
I'm gonna have my spear. You heard me?
Nah, man. I wouldn't want to live life that way, you know? I like
Why?
airplanes. I like cars. I like cell phones. I like PlayStations. I like TV. I like entertainment.
But you can find. Well, you're not gonna find the same type of entertainment, but you can find entertainment in nature.
Please give me 3 ways you can entertain yourself with
Looking
nature.
up
I
at the
mean,
stars,
you can do that.
hunting, playing with the birds and the bees. You heard me?
And said the birds and the bees.
Like you gotta get in tune with nature. Like I honestly,
I don't think you've ever done that in your life.
that's cap. I was upstate for 4 years. Like I was really in tune with nature. Like when I was playing rugby back in college, it honestly gave me a outlet to just enjoy nature, enjoy the environment. And coming back into the city, I miss it. I miss just seeing the views. I miss looking up at the sky and seeing the sky full of stars. Like, it's really a beautiful sight. And I would
Mm.
implore everybody, if not
Hmm.
once a month, just get outside and enjoy nature. Once
Once
a
a month,
year,
once a year,
once a year, at least enjoy nature. Like it's so
every
beautiful.
day enjoy nature, not just once a
But
month.
that's
Because
my thing.
we talking about enjoying technology or having technology or not having it completely.
But I
So
feel
it's like you gotta do it
technology.
every day.
I feel technology takes us away from outside. It takes us away
It
from that
does.
aspect of enjoying life because everything is so accessible. We don't even want to go out. People don't even want to go outside to buy their own food. They'll rather drop $85 on it, something they could have spent $25 to go outside and pick up.
That's sad, but yeah, there's are those people that just rather Uber eats their food and not even go
Hey, to
outside
each their own. Do what you
and
got to
get
do.
their food.
But
So
I honestly feel that is not advantageous to you.
nah, it's definitely
I
not.
don't think like that's why I say technology is holding us back because regular things that we would have done with the technology 10, 15 years ago has become obsolete now.
Yeah, you could look at it that way, but there's things that we could never do that we could do now with
Like what?
technology,
What
like
could we do? Like,
airplanes.
man,
How can
we've
you
had
travel?
airplanes since 19 what 10, 15. Don't fact check me on that.
That's technology.
But I'm saying that's just been part of our tech. At that time, they still enjoyed nature. I'm saying if we're just talking about the 21st century alone, okay, that was my bad. I should have been more specific when I spoke about technology. If we're talking about the 21st century alone and how technology has skyrocketed, like we've seen the block phones turn into the iPhone in about 25 to 30 years. People back then with the block phones were still enjoying nature. They didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
Now we have the choice.
Advancement of technology. But still, if you're gonna wipe away all technology, then you're wiping away all of that. So that means you can't communicate with people from on the other side of the planet, like your family back home in Nigeria. Can't communicate with them unless you're gonna walk over there.
No, I'm not gonna walk over there. But I'm saying it's like
it's over, bro.
I'm talking about the technology that we had when we were
you're talking about the advancement, but the question you asked me was to have it or to not have it at all. That's a whole different topic.
I don't want it. I'll go with it.
You don't want it at all?
If I see, I see.
Oh, nah. I can't do that.
You feel me? Take it back to the motherland. Like, I'm going to be around my family. Like, people during those times stayed in their community. So if my family's all the way over there, I'm going to take that trip maybe every year to see them in Nigeria.
How would you get there?
I'll track my way through. You feel me? I'll walk, then take the boat, and then walk some more. You feel me? Have the horseback run. Pause. Pause. That was crazy.
Nah.
But you see what I'm saying? I would depend on my resources at hand. I'm not saying that we don't do that now. Like everybody relies on the resources that they have, which is the technology on hand. But the over dependency on that resource is what is killing us as a human race.
Yeah. The over dependency on it, which is a choice.
But at this point, it's not even a choice no more. If you don't have a phone, you're looked at as the eyeball out.
How is that not a choice? Just because somebody's looking at you some type of way doesn't mean it's still not your choice.
That's a
you
whole
could just choose to accept it. It's like it's there, but you don't have to use it. You don't have to use it at all. It's a human choice. So you could blame technology all you want for these declines in our generation, but it's like we chose it.
You definitely did. So we're gonna have to have another podcast talking about just over dependency on things.
Yeah,
because I feel like that's what I'm touching on now. It's
because literally the only reason we're using this technology is because we want to.
But like you said, we have
not to buy the new iPhone. You have the The iPhone 1 probably still works. I mean, it doesn't work the same, but you can still make phone calls, text messages, the same as you can on this phone. That's really all you need a phone to do.
That's a fact.
You don't really need social media, all these games, and all these this crazy camera on your phone. You don't need all that. A phone is to make phone calls, to communicate.
That's a fact. That's why I'm saying.
So you're choosing to use all these extra features to benefit yourself,
to make it easier on yourself. But that choice can still become a negative, though.
It can become a negative, yeah.
That's why I'm saying it. Even though it is a choice, it is still a negative choice on us. Even though we all have that individual choice, as a society, we are failing. That's my point.
We are
failing. Like just like how you said, if you're out with your family, you're still gonna find your way on your phone.
Yeah.
Because one, you're so drawn to your phone, which is over reliance on it.
Yeah.
And then two, it's the lack of communication to those around you.
Yeah.
In your immediate circle.
Exactly.
And I personally think that is what everybody is facing nowadays. It's the lack of communication with each other. And I think technology is reinforcing that lack of communication.
And as humans, we definitely need like communication. So without that, we can't survive as people. We need that human connection. That technology is definitely holding us back, but that's our choice at the end of the day.
I still think it's a negative. I'm gonna stand on that. I'm gonna stand on that hill by my head.
It's a negative choice that we as people are making. You can't blame the technology for that. It's there in our face, yeah, but we could just say no to it.
We could say no, but for multiple reasons.
It's like I'm gonna ask you a straight up question: like, who is telling you to use technology? Who is forcing you to use it?
Nobody's forcing me to use it. But without technology, I'll be lost in this age. You feel me? There will be so many things that I would not be accessible to do without the technology I have. You see what I'm saying?
Like what?
If I'm going outside and I get lost, What am I going to do? Walk up to a person? You live in New York City. You can't just walk up to a person randomly and ask them for direct. Well, you could,
You can.
but for most times out of not, they're gonna look at you like you're crazy. Sometimes you're gonna find the individuals that will help you, but most times out of not, they're gonna just walk right past you.
Get a map. Get a map of the neighborhood.
But I'm saying, even though you can't even find paper maps no more nowadays,
because you haven't looked for it.
or the dependency on technology has made those paper maps obsolete. So things that we would have used in the past aren't even accessible to those, or accessible nowadays. That's my point. It's like you need
it's not
to
readily accessible.
Like that's why
I
you need
agree
the
with that.
technology.
It's
You
not-
need the
it's not
technology
readily
because
accessible.
the things that we had in the past to help us navigate around this world has become.
But guess what? These people were navigating without maps back in the days. They were using their brain.
Like, I don't know about the sun. Like if the sun was to rise, yes, you should know the sunrise.
Think about it. These people had none of this back then, and they were still getting their ways around it.
But at that time, they was trained to do that. We're not trained to do that no more. We're trained to be on our phones. That's why I say technology has pulled us back. It's advanced us, but it has pulled us back as a race, as a kind, as a people, as a human being race. It's held us back because the things that we were taught or they were taught in the past is not being taught no more.
Yeah.
And what's being taught now is go on your phone and look it up. And then if you don't have the phone, then you're asked out. Most times, I don't know. I'm not gonna say every time, because though there are times when you'll be able to find, like Ade said, a paper map, but it's very hard to find that nowadays.
It is hard to find that. Yeah.
And then
true.
if you really want a map, what they're gonna say? Go online and look it up. How am I gonna do that without technology? So it's like, yes, it's a positive, and it's also a negative to a person's individual choice, but it's still negative overall. That's why I'm standing on that. Technology overall is negative because it's making us forget about the things that we needed to survive in the past, and now we're becoming overly reliant on it. So now, if the plug got pulled, like I said in the beginning, we as a people.
Yeah, but I don't think that plug is gonna get pulled unless
the man.
it's not even.
Hey,
let's not even put that in the air. But I'm still saying that you could bring it back a notch. Like you don't have to use like your phone or anything or technology as much as you do. It's a choice at the end of the day. If you want to spend more time with your friends and your family and throw your phone to the side,
you should at least be able to do that. You should
know. You can do that.
You should know when to discern that.
You can do that. It's just you got take that self reflection in yourself and just know that like, yo, it's time to put the phone aside. You know. So now having your phone in your hand 24/7, scrolling through TikTok 24/7 is not healthy.
So now what I would ask you is how many times in a day or how many hours in a day are you on your phone? And I would also ask you guys, comment down below, how many hours in a day are you guys on your phone?
It varies.
Just in general.
It varies from day to day because sometimes I just be at work. I don't even have time to check my phone at work, and then I come back home and I'm sleeping. I eat, then I sleep. So it's like some days I'm barely on my phone. My off days, I'm busy doing stuff that I have to do. So I'm not. My phone time has been cut down a lot.
But that's
very rarely. Yeah, very rarely am I like sitting down on my phone for hours because I don't have time to do that. So you got to keep yourself busy so you're not preoccupied with scrolling through your phone at time.
Okay,
how many hours a day are you on your phone?
Man, you see, and I was the first one to complain about the negatives, but I am on my phone, but I'm doing an array of things that is connected to me staying busy. But that's my point. It's like,
that's not bad though.
It's not bad. It's a positive.
It's a positive.
It's connected to my investments. It's a positive, but I can still think of other ways I can allocate my time. And I feel that if we're gonna just talk on a numbers standpoint, I'm on my phone at least on an hourly basis. I'll say 4 hours. I'm on my phone in totality for a day. That's just from morning to night.
Out of a 24-hour span,
and
you can actually check your phone and see how. Check your phone.
Too bad we can't do that because we're recording on a camera. But that's besides the point. But
we don't put it after to see.
It's gonna pop it right here. But besides that, I honestly do feel that I am on my phone more than I should be. I have to work on that person. But I can admit that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that I think people refuse to admit because they don't want to face that reality.
with everything in life, it has to have a balance. Too much of something, like I said in the last episode, is
the last episode.
The last episode. Too much of anything is not good.
Facts.
So you just have to have a balance. You know, balance out your life on your phone versus your life without your phone. Like you gotta balance it out.
That's a fact.
Because too much of something is not good at all. And even if you don't use it, we're in this day and age now that if you don't use technology, like you said before, is gonna
you put yourself at a disadvantage
because everything is readily accessible here. You're gonna be at a far disadvantage than somebody else that is actively using technology. So it's like you just got to use it at your own discretion.
Definitely be smart with your time as well. That's what I would say before we close out. Be smart with your time. Don't let technology run your world. Let technology be a tool that you use to help you run your world.
Exactly.
Definitely. You know what I'm saying?
That's a great quote right there. Let it be a tool that you use to run your world. Don't let it run your world.
Yeah, that's for everything in life as well. Don't become engulfed in the idea that I have this piece of technology, now I don't need to work hard. No. You have that piece of technology to help you work harder. But I'll pass it off to you for your closing statements just on technology and how you can, or just a message that you can give to people about technology.
I think my message about technology is definitely just balance it out. Don't use it too much. Don't not use it because it could definitely help you.
Facts.
A whole bunch of ways. So it's like, just definitely balance it out. But definitely comment down below.
Make sure you like, subscribe, and share.
And comment down below. Can you guys live without technology?
Can you? I don't know.
Has it benefited you?
I can't.
How has it negatively benefited
I want to, though. I want to live without technology.
Down below.
But we're going to talk about that another time.
But
it's been another episode of Boss Talk.
This is your boy Ade.
It's your boy Up at. We holla at y'all.
Big boss man shit. Gang.
I've been tying me in different hoes. Me and bro, we switching lows. Hit her with a pick and roll. Tell her just a player role. I ain't trying to take it slow. Playing on me like you low. And I know just how it goes. Shorty want me for my dog. Miss that on love.